Hello everybody, Loacher for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new deck profile. Today we are doing Chemicritters. This deck is really fun, pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like tier or anything, but it is a really fun casual deck and can do a lot of surprising things. But however, the big issue of Chemicritters is of course the simple fact that they are a very you either do incredibly well or incredibly bad with them. I don't know the exact word for that, but that's basically what they are. You either open well or you open terrible. It's a very 50-50 deck, but however, even then, I still really enjoy playing this deck. It's a lot of fun, especially whenever you do open well and you just go wombo combo and destroy your opponent with like 4 or 5 Xyz monsters that are all big rank 8s with like 3,000 attack power. It's really awesome. But anyways, let's get on to deck profile. First and foremost, 3 Phoenix Gearfried. This guy is really good. So he is a Gemini. Geminis, everything's in this deck as a Gemini. So basically what this guy does while he is treated as an effect monster is every time your opponent activates a spell card, you get to special summon a Gemini from your graveyard for free. Yeah, he's a walking monster reborn that can activate multiple times in a single turn. Very good, very scary. He has another effect that involves equipped cards that doesn't really happen too often. Basically, if your opponent tries to target any of your guys while you have an equipped card, he can destroy that equipped card and then negate it, but it's nothing really major. Next up, Poly Chemicritter Diox Ogre. Gotta be specific. So he's 2800, like Phoenix Gearfried, which is really scary because the damage this deck can do is really cool. And this guy, you don't really Gemini summon him too much except for to trigger the Xyz monsters effect. But while he is Gemini summoned, you can banish a Gemini from your graveyard, pop a card, and your opponent can't respond to the normal summons of Geminis, which is very good and very useful and a lot more helpful than people would think. Finally, for the last big rank, level 8. We have Poly Chemicritter Hydreigon. Basically, he has the reverse stats of Diox Ogre, which is kind of annoying. He's more of a defensive creature. And while he's Gemini, he's summoned. If a Gemini monster is summoned, you can increase its attack power by 500, as well as also its defense. And then if a Gemini you control would be destroyed, you can destroy another card instead. Very helpful. I honestly don't usually end up Gemini summoning it because there's just never a need for it. It's basically here for rank 8 fodder. And because it's a Chemicritter and Chemicritters are not a big archetype. I do hope this deck gets more support one day though. It'd be cool. Now then, for the only level 4 I play in this deck, Blazewing Butterfly. Blazewing Butterfly is an incredibly good card, and it's just a better version of the Chemicritter Falcon, which I don't play. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't play Falcon. I don't think Falcon's very good at all. But this thing is just 100 times better than Falcon. You tribute it off while it's, Gemini summon, and then special summon a Gemini from your graveyard, except itself, or another copy of itself, and that monster becomes treated as its Gemini effect, as if it was Gemini summoned, which can lead to all sorts of crazy combos. If you have this guy equipped with Supervise, you can normal summon him, equip him with Supervise, use his effect, special summon a dude, and then use Supervise effect to bring him back, which is really good. You basically don't lose anything out of that, which is really cool, and I love it a lot. It's one of my favorite combos of this deck. Next up is 3 Chemicritter Carbo Crab. Carbo Crab is your main setup card, and you generally want to see him within the first turn or two, which isn't too hard, or at least I've never had a hard time drawing into him. He's really good. While he's Gemini summoned once per turn, you can send a Gemini from your deck to the graveyard to add 1 Gemini from your deck to your hand. So you're getting 2 cards out of your deck, one of which goes to the grave, the other goes to your hand, both places you want your Geminis at. So like for instance, you send Phoenix Gearfried and you add Blazewing Butterfly. That is really good. It sets up your whole turns and everything and gets your deck going. Very helpful card. Very good. I just wish the stats were reversed. I mean, yeah, he's a level 2, can't expect much, but oh well. Next up, 3 Chemicritter Oxyox. The names of this deck is hilarious. So, he is your main Xyz maker. Once per turn, while he's Gemini summoned, you can special summon 1 Gemini monster from your hand, and then all Gemini monsters you control become that monster's level. So, for instance, you summon a level 8, and then everybody you control becomes level 8. Very good card. Just allows for all sorts of rank 8 plays. I absolutely love him. I just wish he himself was not a Gemini. It'd make this deck so much better because you could just normal summon him, use the effect, rented it in there, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. Like, honestly, if this deck was not Geminis, it'd probably be a lot better, but oh well. Now then, on to the spell cards. First and foremost is their field spell. Kinda sorta needed for this deck. Catalyst Field. This card is absolutely essential. You need it within the first turn or two if you want to have a chance of keeping up with your opponent. If you do not, you are going to fall so far behind and it's going to be so hard to catch up to your opponent. And heck, they'll probably have you again by the time you do get it. So you absolutely do positively need to play 3 just as well as you do positively need to play 3 terraforming. So what this card does is once per turn, whenever you would normal summon a level 5 or higher Gemini, you can normal summon it without tribute, which is really, really cool. And then you can normal summon 2 Geminis a turn. So you just normal summon a Gemini, use it, then you can just Gemini summon it right then and there. You don't have to wait a full turn. This card single-handedly fixes almost all the problems with a Gemini deck. Granted though, Ultimate Offering did that already, but Ultimate Offering is banned. I really hope that one day we can get like an Ultimate Offering for Geminis. That'd be really, really cool. Maybe a bit too broken or something, I don't know. But this card basically fixes every issue of Geminis that they had before. And then once per turn, you can banish a Gemini that is being treated as an effect monster and pop a card your opponent controls. I don't usually use that last effect too often, except for unless like my opponent has something and I want to get Carbo Crowd off field and I really don't want him to die. But however, there's a better way of going about that. Next up, I play, well, triple terraforming. You absolutely need triple terraforming for this deck. If terraforming gets hit like everybody wants it to, this deck is deader than a doornail. It really is. Granted though, terraforming, it's absolutely necessary. Just simply to be able to get to this. And if you try to play Planet Pathfinder, you're just slowing your deck down even more. Like, honestly. This card, these are absolutely necessary to play at 3 up for this deck. 3 Supervise. This card is basically a another good old, where is it? Catalyst Field, but however, an equipped spell form. And it does basically the same thing, except it doesn't allow you to normal summon twice. You just equip it onto a Gemini, it becomes treated as having its effect. And then if it goes to grave, you can spell summon a normal from your graveyard. Very, very helpful, very, very good card. And it basically does the same thing as Catalyst Field in the sense of it gets your deck rolling. Next up, triple trade-in. I'm playing 9 level 8s. This card is absolutely necessary to be able to dig through your deck and get your stuff in graveyard. Next up, triple Dragon's Mirror. There is a fusion for Geminis that is absolutely necessary for this deck and has so much synergy with the archetype that I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. This card is absolutely necessary at 3 of, just as the fusion is as well. And then finally for the 1-up spells, 1 Fool's Burial to get stuff engraved, so I have more targets for Blazewing, Supervise, and Dragon's Mirror. And then of course, Regaki to clear out my opponent's board, because this deck does have a tough time keeping up with certain decks. And then finally for the traps, I'm literally just playing 1 trap, but 3 of it. 3 Burnout. So what this does is you activate it, you banish 1 of your Chemicritters you control, and then special summon 2 Chemicritters with different names from your deck. And then while it's in the graveyard, it's set to turn it was sent there. You can banish it, if your opponent's attacking you directly, you can banish it, special summon a banished Chemicritter, and then it becomes treated as having its effect. It does not negate the attack though, which is incredibly annoying. But anyways, this card, you mainly use it for its first effect. You just banish your Carbo Crab that you had already used to set up your stuff, and then you summon out to 2 level 8s. Your opponent can't attack over them because you're usually going to wait to do it until the battle phase, and then there's like, ah, crap, and then they go into main phase 2, and then they have to resort to using like a Castel or something to get rid of one of your guys. A really, really good card. Absolutely necessary at 3 of. This is something the deck absolutely needs more of. Like, the deck just needs more combo plays. Like, honestly, Konami, give this deck more support. Why did Crystons get more support and not this? Crystons were already a decent deck. Next up for the extra deck, I have 3 of the Fola Chemicritter Mephidraco. This card is phenomenal for this archetype and is absolutely amazing. So, it's 2 level 8 Geminis to go into. Whenever it is Xyz summon, you can target 1 Gemini in your graveyard, special summon it. Whenever a Gemini you control is normal summoned, you can detach and seize material. Your opponent must send one card from their hand or field to the graveyard. And then, while he has Xyz material, your opponent can't target or for your Geminis for attacks or card effects. This card is amazing. It does almost everything this archetype needed that Kato's Field doesn't already do. It summons a Gemini. It gets rid of cards that your opponent has. And it protects your Geminis. Absolutely amazing. It allows for so many combos. You can easily go into like 4 or 5 XYZs because of this guy in one turn. It is absolutely amazing. Not to mention, if you do use both of his materials, you can burn out him for 2 more guys from your deck. Absolutely amazing card. I love it a lot. 2 Titanic Galaxy Destroyers. Sorry, not Titanic Galaxy Destroyer, that's another dude. Number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. You know, just for general spell negation and protection and stuff. Really good card overall. 1 Lancelot, basically the same thing, but the lower attack can attack directly and pop a monster. 1 Divine Dragonite Felgrand. Very, very powerful, rank 8. Absolutely love him. 1 Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragons. Just being able to take control of your opponent's monsters and then plop another Galaxy Eyes XCs on top of it is very, very cool. 1 number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. One of my personal favorite rank 8s. I love him a lot. He's really, really good. Just being able to negate all the other monsters and attack multiple times. 1 Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Dragon to plop on top of whatever I steal of Cypher Dragon. I wish I had a second one, but I only have 1. 1 number... God dang it, I can't read his number. Oh well, whatever. Galaxy Eyes, Prime Photon Dragon. He's just a big beat stick and can really put on the damage. 1 Gachi Gachi, because just in case if I do need to go into a rank 2, it doesn't come up very often, but just in case. And hey, the attack boost is really nice. And then finally for the fusion, I played triple of them, obviously. Super Alloy Beast Raptinus. So he's level 8, he's a dragon. He needs 2 Geminis to fusion summon into, and while you have him out on the field, all Geminis have their effects. So not only is he a level 8, so you can combo him with with your other level 8s to go into rank 8s, but however, he makes it to where all of your Geminis have their effects. You don't need to worry about any field spell or equip spell or anything. You just go into him, everybody has their effects, and then, oh hey, after you use those effects, you can use him with a Diox Ogre or something else, go into a full Chemicritter, and just really screw over your opponent's day. Very, very, very good card. Very, very powerful. Very, very useful for this deck. My biggest issue with him is his low attack stat, but oh well, I don't care. Really good card. Helps out the deck a lot. And I had a heck of a time finding this thing. Like, I am not joking. I searched for, like, what, 2 months? That's the whole reason why I didn't do this deck profile sooner, is because I could not find this card anywhere. There's no one even on eBay or Amazon selling him, and I know there's other places to go to, but I've never bought them from those places, so that was annoying. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. If you have any recommendations or ideas for this deck or have any comments whatsoever, please leave your comments down below. I do read the comments. I don't always reply, but I do always try to read all the comments. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and see you all later. Peace out.